to review and take a look at this bag here. It's the WANDRD PRVKE 21 liter with the small camera cube. This has been my main travel bag, photography bag for the better half of a year. And yeah, let's take a look. All right, let's get some general facts about the bag. It's $180 on their website right now for the newer version. So right now I have the 2018 version. The new one has a better patch here and it does look a lot better. And there's some minor changes around, but generally speaking, it's the same bag as I'm using right now. The camera cube is sold separately. You can get a bundle. I paid $30 for the small camera cube, but they upgraded it and updated it. So I think the camera cube will run you about $50 now. So this bag I think is more of a travel bag than anything else. It has some emphasis in hiking, but I think there are better options for hiking than this. Traveling with this bag was awesome. It has full access from the back and also some access from the side. And we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, let's talk aesthetics. Personally speaking, I think the bag looks really awesome. Like I said, it has a minimal design. Doesn't really scream camera bag, so you can go through the city and nobody will really bat an eye. It's really cool. I love the roll top design. I think the buckle is something that's very important. With that said, there are a few bags that have a similar design on Amazon. So if you were just looking for the design itself, there are different options. But personally, really cool. All right, let's do a quick overview of the pockets. So let's do all the outside pockets and then we'll get inside the camera cube and talk about that in a second. So from the outside, you have the main compartment here, which is the roll top design. So you have this main buckle that is the aesthetics of the entire bag. This thing is super awesome. It's like a hard aluminum, I think, like a metal, super cool. And then you have this roll top with Velcro on the side. So no matter how much you put in there, it'll be able to close. And then this part here, the holes that you put the buckle into have multiple points where you can be able to access that and put the buckle in. So personally, I put it in the lowest one and then I tighten this up and leave it as such. But it's also really awesome to know that if I need to bring a bunch of stuff, I am able to roll that out and bring it in with me. Okay, from there is a secret pocket here with a really awesome lining. I think it's meant for your phone or sunglasses. I sometimes put my spare batteries and SD cards in here, but it's a really cool pocket, especially for travel. I definitely recommend putting your phone in here. Super cool, super secure too. Okay, moving to the side here, you have another secret pocket above the side access. This side pocket has a carabiner or a key holder. I usually put my keys when I travel in here, as well as my tools, so my hex keys and stuff like that. I also put spare batteries in here. It's always really easy to get to. And also we can talk about the side access here. So like I said, it is really small. I think it's too small for the 5D or the R5. But if you open it up, you have access to the camera compartment as well as another pocket right here. And this pocket is mainly for batteries. But because I rarely use the side access, I don't even use the pocket in there as well. Okay, and then there is this main part right here. So in the front of the bag, you have a large flat pocket here. I rarely use it, but you could put documents in there. You could put flat things in there, maybe like a journal or a fields note. That's mainly what I used it for. I put a book in there when I traveled. And then you have the tripod and water bottle carry on the side. And on the back, before we get into back access and opening that up, you have this super cool, I think this is one of the defining pockets of the bag. It has this awesome secret passport pocket where you open this up and it has two pockets in here. You can put your passport in, it's meant for your passport. And so when you're traveling, you could always know that you have your passport and no one's gonna be able to take it because it's against your back. And then I usually throw like light lens caps in there sometimes, maybe an SD card. But just know that if you throw something in there and you forget, it's kind of hard to remember that you put it in there. Awesome pocket for traveling. Okay, and I think that's everything. All right, let's talk about the back access. So you have two zippers here. You unzip this here, and you'll have full access to your camera, as well as this mesh pocket here that allows for access to the roll compartment. So up here, you have the laptop sleeve. No complaints here. It fits a 15-inch laptop, as well as a sleeve for an iPad or a tablet. Pretty awesome. No complaints against that. It's probably the best place for a laptop against your back. So real good protection as well. So this flap here is something that helps divide your bag when you use it as like a regular backpack. But when you put your camera cube in there, all it really does is act as like another thing you have to roll back to get to your camera. So it's kind of annoying. There's no real way to hide it. I end up just rolling it and leaving it right here, but it gets undone all the time. So it's kind of annoying. I just wish it wasn't really there. I just kind of want to open my bag and have access to my camera gear, but this flap is in the way. So another thing is the floor on the top of the camera cube and the bottom of the roll top is removable. So if you wanted to use it as a backpack, you can. But personally, I just use it as my camera bag, so it just stays there. I like the design though. I think it's really well thought out, and it's multifunctional, even though I don't use the multifunction. So yeah, this is what the camera cube looks like. Yeah, I can fit one camera with one lens and one lens here and another one right here. So it doesn't carry too much, but it gets the job done, especially during hikes. Yeah. Let's talk comfort. This bag is one of the most comfortable bags I have ever used. The straps are phenomenal. They're really thin, but they have this really nice memory foam to it, so it really helped to distribute the weight on your shoulders. And the back has a rib design with this hard plastic, but also airflow channels that allow for a lot of breathability for your back. It's really important for me, especially during long hikes and trips through the city. So if you were wondering, the comfort on this bag is really good. I think it hits higher than its price point. All right, let's talk about water bottle and tripod carry. So there's one dedicated pocket specifically for that. It's a really awesome pocket. It has this zipper design here so that if you're not using it, you can zip it up and it'll lay flat against the actual backpack. But if you wanted to carry maybe like a larger water bottle like I do, I bring a 34-ounce hydro flask. You can unzip it and there's a mesh here so it can stretch out to whatever size you want. I will say it's a little tight for a 34-liter, but for the smaller water bottles, these are really awesome, especially going through the airport or whatever. Now for tripods, you use the same pocket here and you unzip it to put one leg in, and then you have this strap at the top to secure it down. So you just clip it in and then you bring it around the ball head and then you cinch it down. The only issue I have is during hikes, I'll bring a water bottle and a tripod. I'll put the tripod in here and then I have to put the water bottle in the roll top. It kind of sucks. I wish that there was a better solution. I know that you can get some straps on the bottom if you want to carry it on the bottom. But in hindsight and stuff with using the bag, I wish that instead of having side access that I barely use, I would rather have a second pocket here instead. All right, let's talk about protection. I think this bag offers top of the line protection for your camera gear. There is a thick padded foam in the front to protect your camera gear from the front. And then on the back, that same really breathable, hard plastic and foam back plate protects your camera gear from the back. This isn't a bag that you have to really baby. During hikes and stuff, you don't have to worry when you bump into people or into things. You can really toss it around and your gear will be perfectly fine. Had no issues with protection. Okay, let's talk about weight. So this bag empty with the small camera cube weighed 4.5 pounds. And for me, weight is a really important thing for me. It really weighed me down, especially during long hikes that are like 6 to 7 hours. The bag really started to drag itself. I think fully loaded, my kit was around 16 to 17 pounds. And so I definitely am looking for a better solution. But if weight isn't a real concern for you, I am weaker and smaller as a person. So if you're larger and weight isn't that big of a deal for you, this bag is really cool, especially for travel. Going through the airport is a breeze. You can pull out your laptop, has really awesome compartments for your cell phone, your wallet, your keys, as well as your passport. The little secret pocket in the back is awesome. Okay, let's talk about access and capacity. So this bag is a full back access, and I think that's really important. I'd love to put the bag down and be able to see all the stuff that I brought. And you can access the main compartment as well from the back from a mesh window with a zipper in it as well. It does offer side access. So this side access is pretty shitty in my mind. I really don't like it. It is way too small. I tested two cameras with the bag. I used the 5D Mark IV, and that camera is way too big to fit through this hole. It might have been changed in the newer version, but I also switched to a smaller camera, the R5, and that is still way too big to fit through this small side compartment. Like I said, I would much rather have another one of these water bottle holder, tripod holders on the other side as opposed to side access. Side access is something that I really think I need in like when I'm looking for a bag, but when I do have it, I barely use it. So it does offer it, but it's not the best side access that you can get, and I think the back access offers way more usability. You just put it down, grab what you need, but if you really need or want side access to be able to grab your bag or your camera through your bag at a moment's notice, it does offer it. Now, let's talk about capacity. Like I said, I chose the small camera cube, and the small camera cube is definitely for, honestly, a small mirrorless camera like the Sony a6300 or even smaller than that, maybe even a point and shoot. I can put my camera lens with my camera and maybe two lenses. It doesn't fit a 70-200. I think that's a good standard. If I'm bringing a 70-200, it's going in the roll top, which has its own issues because there's not as much protection in there. So if you want to carry a lot of stuff, I would recommend going with the bigger camera cubes, maybe even the professional camera cube, where it goes up into the roll top as well. So it goes basically all the way up. And there is a downfall for that as well. It's obviously a bigger camera cube, and it's gonna bring a lot more weight to your bag. Let's talk about who I think this is for and would I recommend it. I think this is definitely for the light traveler that's also a photographer. It carries around 1 to 2 days max worth of clothes, as well as your camera gear with a small camera cube. It is a really awesome bag for that. Going through the city, going through the airport is a breeze. It's a lot of fun. It's also really comfortable. And there are some issues if you use this bag as a hiking bag, but you could do it. There are some accessories that you can get, like the waist strap to help with the weight. But personally speaking, I think it's a little too heavy to be a hiking bag and not enough support. Would I recommend it? I think if you can get this on sale or used like I did, I think it's a phenomenal bag. Definitely for what I paid for it, it's definitely worth it. But at $180 to $200 or so, I would say there's better options, but it does look phenomenal. And if weight isn't that big of a concern for you, it's a great bag to carry your gear in. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you have any questions, drop a comment, or if you want to see something reviewed, let me know. But if you like the video, drop us a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. And subscribe if you want to see more. But that's it for me, guys. Peace out.